Living with anxiety for 30 years has had a huge impact on the quality of my life. But thankfully, I have learned in the last 2 years some incredibly powerful tools that have helped me to rewire my anxious brain. And today I want to share those with you. Hey ladies, I am Jaylene McGill from Your Next 40 Years, and I am here to inspire you to live bold and bright in these next decades of life. If that sounds like something that you're interested in and that you want to be a part of, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell notification, and then show up here with me each week when I post a new video. Anxiety is a bitch, and I have been living with that bitch for 30 years. The first time that I ever had a panic attack, I was 10 years old. I will never forget it. And from that moment until 2 years ago, I have been living with anxiety and trying to muddle my way through every day without having a panic attack. Thankfully, in the last 2 years, I have done a deep dive into my personal anxiety, and I have learned so much about how to not only manage it, but to rise above it. And today I want to share with you some of the tools that have helped me tremendously in hopes that they can help you too. Now, these methods are not related to any kind of book or any kind of specific program or anything else. These are just methods that I have learned, that I have tried, and that have helped me. So I know they are tried and true. They really have made an impact on my anxiety and helped me a lot. And I'm really hoping that they will help you also. I don't have any kind of physiological condition that contributes to my anxiety. So my anxiety is really, it's all mental. And so if you have something physiological that contributes to your anxiety, then these tips could help you. But these are just tips that I have learned to kind of get out of my mind and manage my stress better on a day-to-day basis. So I just kind of want to make that clear as far as there are all different kinds of anxiety. There are all different mitigating factors and things that contribute to anxiety. And so for me personally and my personal anxiety, being it mental, kind of overthinking and negative thought processes and that kind of thing, these tips have helped me to rewire my brain so that I think differently, I process my stress differently, I exist in my day-to-day life differently. And that's really what we're talking about today. So the first tip that I have for you is what's called an anchor thought. And anchor thoughts are really helpful if you feel yourself kind of going into a panic attack, or if you just notice that you're feeling super anxious about a certain situation that you're in. Anchor thoughts essentially are a happy place. Visualizing a happy place, somewhere that you feel safe and calm and feel like everything is a-okay, and really diving into the details of that place and really thinking about that time or that situation or that place that help you to feel anchored and grounded. And basically what this does is kind of, it moves your brain away from overthinking whatever it is that's worrying you, and you move into thinking about this place that brings you some peace and some calm, and kind of reduces the amount of anxiety that you're feeling in that moment. So for me, an anchor thought is the beach. And so when I notice that my shoulders are starting to creep up, and I'm starting to kind of tense up in my neck, and I'm starting to get those butterflies in my stomach and my chest, I just visualize the beach. And that's my anchor thought. And I think about the waves, and I think about listening to the waves coming in and crashing and that kind of thing. Now, my anchor thought is, it snaps me out of those stressful feelings as they're kind of rising. See, the trouble with anxiety is that you are worried about something and it's starting to make your body feel differently. And then you start worrying about the fact that your body's feeling differently, and then it kind of snowballs from there. So having an anchor thought really helps to just ground you. It takes your mind away from all of those worrying thoughts and brings it over to thinking more peacefully and calming. And for me personally, anchor thoughts make a huge impact just several times throughout the day when I'm starting to kind of stress out and like, wig. Then I can just think of my anchor thought and it just kind of really brings me down. I also use anchor thoughts when I'm feeling angry, when something has just really pissed me off and I've got all of that anger kind of inside of me. So I visualize that all of the anger is a red cloud of smoke, and I breathe all of the smoke out of my mouth. And I might have to do that a few times, just breathe through it. And I visualize the red cloud of smoke kind of just in my chest and in my stomach, and breathing it out through my mouth or through my nose. And so I visualize all of that leaving my body. And those thoughts just help to take me out of my body and into just something very focused. And suddenly my brain is not kind of spinning out on this thought or that thought, and my body is not kind of holding all of the anxiety or the anger. It's all just kind of dissipating. It can also be helpful to pair your anchor thought with an affirmation. So an affirmation is an I statement. I am strong, I am smart, I am capable, I am calm, I am grounded, I am... So if you want to pair your anchor thought with an affirmation, or if it's something that, you're afraid of doing and you really don't want to do, but you have to do, then pairing your anchor thought with something like, this is exciting, or this is fun, or I am excited about doing this. So it may not necessarily be true in the moment, but the more that you say it as you're visualizing your anchor thought, pretty soon your body and your brain start to believe it. The second tool I want to talk about is 4-7-8 breathing. And this has helped me a lot with one of the symptoms that I had with my anxiety was shortness of breath. So I would, if I was having a stressful week or something like that, I would perpetually be out of breath, like all week long, for no reason whatsoever other than the fact that I had heightened anxiety. And so using the 4-7-8 breathing has really helped me to rewire my brain, to retrain my body, and to think about deep breathing as something different than catching a breath. So when you can't catch your breath, you are anxious and scared of that feeling. And so the cycle just continues. But when you use something like 4-7-8 breathing, it moves you away from being scared of not being able to catch a breath, and it moves you towards paying attention to the rhythm of breathing. And so it just kind of changes your thinking about the whole thing. So 4-7-8 breathing is when you breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, and then breathe out through your mouth for 8 counts. And you can just do 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And this is also, this is kind of a meditation really, because you can do this anytime. Nobody really has to know that you're doing it. You can do this standing in line, sitting at a traffic light, before you go to bed, sitting at your desk, whatever it is that you're waiting for the bus pickup line. Whatever it is that you're doing, you can just do a couple cycles of the 4-7-8 breathing, and it really it clears your mind and it really calms your body. So the third tool that I have for you is meditation. And so if you only start with the 4-7-8 breathing as a meditation, that's fine. Not everyone can sit and do 20 minutes of nothing in your mind meditation. I don't even really do 20 minutes. So the 4-7-8 breathing is great for me. And actually I heard a monk say once during an interview that simply sitting quietly and listening to your breathing is a meditation. So even something like if you like to swim and you're doing, the breaststroke, and you're listening to your breathing and paying attention to your strokes, just that rhythm, that can be meditative. So meditation doesn't necessarily need to mean you're sitting still for 20 minutes, not thinking about anything. That is incredibly difficult without, I would say a year or more of practice daily. So think about something meditative that you can do that is not so intimidating, so that you actually do it every day. And the more that you do these things, the more that they are going to make an impact, and the easier that they are going to start to become. I personally listen to a meditation at night before I fall asleep. And it just helps me to kind of calm down and calm my body so that I get that good restful night's sleep. But I do have to listen to a guided meditation, because sitting quietly and clearing my mind it doesn't happen easily for me. And so it's not very relaxing for me. I do practice, I do try, but consistently every night I listen to my guided meditation, and it makes a huge difference. So pick something that doesn't feel intimidating, something that you know that you can do consistently. It doesn't have to fit any kind of perfect mold or anything, just anything that's going to help you feel calmer. Okay, before we dive into tip number 4, I just want to make sure and see how you are doing. How is all of this landing for you? Is it making sense? Are you feeling good about it? I want to know, just let me know in the comments, like this video if it's resonating for you. Let me know in the comments what you think about meditation. How is it? Have you ever thought about it? Are you intimidated by it? Are you confused by it? Just let me know in the comments. I'd love to start a conversation around this topic. Okay, so step number 4 is affirmations. And these are those I am statements that we were talking about. And essentially kind of the thought behind this is that if you say it enough times and your ear hears it, pretty soon your brain is going to believe it. So there are, morning practices that include things like, saying I am statements for 5 minutes. I am strong. I am capable. I am good at making money. I am, I don't know what else you would want to be, but so these are statements that you say them out loud, and your brain hears them, and your ear hears them, and your brain starts to process them, and pretty soon you believe them. So things that, if you know what is causing your anxiety, creating I am statements or affirmation statements that help to kind of counteract that are going to be really helpful. So in another video that I did around trusting your gut, we talked about doing a journal exercise where you think about what you're thinking about, like throughout the day, and then journal it. And I'll put the link to that video so you can watch it here. But that would be a really helpful and useful exercise for you to do if you're not sure what kind of trend there is around your anxiety. So like I said, my anxiety was all around what if, and always negative, most worst possible scenarios. And so once I really got mindful about what I was thinking about on a daily basis, think about what you think about, I was able to create I am statements and affirmation statements that kind of forced my brain not to think that way anymore. So for instance, I am safe. I am strong. I am capable. These are all things that helped me to not think about those worst case negative situations anymore, because I don't have to. I'm strong and I'm safe and I'm capable. So I don't have to think about what if that happens. What if it does? I'm strong, I'm safe, and I'm capable. So the I am statements were really powerful and make a huge impact if you can kind of connect them back to the cause or the negative thought patterns that are leading to your anxiety. So I know that we covered a lot in this video, and I hope that it was useful and helpful to you. I also know that doing these things, making these lifestyle changes on a daily basis, creating those rituals and those habits, it can be really difficult. It can be challenging to stay consistent. And so that is why I created the ritual tracker, which I want you to have. And so if you go to yournext40years.com/ritual tracker, you can download the workbook for free. And essentially it's just a workbook and a worksheet that you can go through that will help to build that daily consistent accountability so that you actually do start implementing some of these tips and start to make those changes in your life. Having anxiety and not being able to have those big dreams and have those big goals and feel and live as bold and bright and magical as you want to, it really takes a lot out of the quality of your life. So if you can clear the clutter and minimize the anxiety, it really creates space for you to step into your strength and living bold. So go to yournext40years.com/ritual tracker and download your workbook so that you can start implementing some of these rituals every day that will make the changes in your life so that you can live bold in these next decades of your life. All right, that is all for me today. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you like this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and drop a comment and let me know #IamBold if this video it has inspired you to make some changes and to start implementing some of these tools. So thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next video.